Okay, our guests are Tina Stasiewski, and she is business development with Ashtabula County Medical Center. And we also have Lori DeCato. She's a podiatrist. She's got offices in Ashtabula and Conneaut and someplace else. That's it? Just those two? Okay. And we're going to talk about, first, I can't believe it's been a year. RAM is coming up real quick. Can one of you tell us what RAM is all about? Okay.
So the RAM stands for Remote Area Medical, and it's a free medical clinic that we're bringing back to Ashtabula County. It will be held April 5th through the 7th in the Ashtabula Towne Square. The primary services that are provided are vision, dental, and medical. It is completely free for all services. There's no insurance information or financial information that is required from any individual that would like to receive this care. In the dental arena, you are able to get cleanings, fillings, and extractions. In the vision area, it is a full vision exam, and if it is determined that you need corrective lenses, they can fabricate or make those right there on site for you, completely free of charge. Please be aware there's no contact lens evaluation or dispensing of contact lenses. In medical, there's a variety of services, some of which were expanded from last year. We will have our primary medical providers, as well as women's health, podiatry, physical therapy, chiropractic, and their services have been expanded to include acupuncture this year.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the clinic will be Friday, April 5th from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday the 6th, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday the 7th, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, for people that think this sounds too good to be true, I mean, I was there last year and I saw people being taken care of, and it really is. And this is the second in Ashtabula County. This is the second one in Ohio. The first one in Ohio was in Ashtabula County too. And from I believe it was like Mansfield was going to have one, and they couldn't find enough volunteers, is from what I understand. Is that Tina?
I don't remember why Mansfield couldn't pull theirs off. There are two other clinics that are scheduled for Ohio, though, this year, Youngstown and Dayton. But, we're pretty proud here in Ashtabula to have set the stage for the state of Ohio. We were the first one in the state last year, and then the second one, obviously, in the state because we're earlier in the year. You're correct. There were a few people who came in on Friday and were very skeptical that there wasn't some bait and switch, that the care really would be free. But when they found out that it truly was free, that as Dr. DeCato said, we don't ask for any kind of insurance information. This isn't just for the uninsured. There are individuals who have high deductible insurance plans. Please come to the RAM
clinic. Well, they don't have optical
Correct.
or dental.
Correct.
Or that sort of thing.
Absolutely. So anybody from Ashtabula County and even beyond Ashtabula County, we do it primarily for our residents. But if you live in Lake County or you're over the border in Erie County, Pennsylvania, you're welcome to come and receive the care.
And when we're talking about that, maybe I'm wrong on this, but from one of the meetings I heard, you don't really have to give your real information. You can just give a name or.
We don't ask you to provide your driver's license to prove you are who you say you are. There are some areas, like with women's health, we do hope you're going to give us your true identity and contact information, because there are test results that we may need to follow up with you on. But you don't have to provide any identification at all.
And kind of emphasizes that when you're talking about optical, is you can go, if you go to your normal optometrist, which is you can afford stuff, that's good. But it may be a day that you get your exam. It may be a week later before you get your glasses. And they have this big truck that pulls up in front. And I was in there, and they have people along both sides working on lenses, literally for, made to order. So I think it's an amazing thing.
Yeah, I don't believe that they're able to do bifocals or progressive lenses, but if you have a straight vision prescription, there were 6 tables of frames last year for you to choose from, so it's not even as if you've got 3 to pick from. You can try on 6 tables worth of frames to see which one you think looks best based on your facial structure, and then have your glasses made that day.
Yeah. There is a fast track option for vision as well. So if you have had a recent vision exam and you want a pair of glasses made for that prescription, you don't have to go through the vision exam. You can just present that prescription, and they will have help you select your frames and make your glasses.
Just for a personal plug, but last year I was there and I did a video. Was it last year? Photo something, and there's pictures of all of the glasses. So I mean, and it's quite a choice. Mm-hmm. So it's not, old-fashioned or anything like that. Now last year though, there didn't seem to be as many the first day. So literally last year, before anybody knew how this was going to work, you could go in there and pretty much at some points just walk in, say I'd like a vision exam, I'd like to see a podiatrist, I want to see a chiropractor, whatever, and you fill out the form and you pretty much got in for free. Now this year, maybe people know more that it actually does happen and that it isn't a con. They're not going to try to sell you a timeshare when you get there or anything. So I don't know. Are you anticipating more this year?
I definitely think we will see more. We saw 948 unique patients last year. I expect 1,200, 1,500 this year. So I personally would definitely encourage anyone who wants to receive the services to get there as early in the day as possible. You might not have to be there at 3 a.m. when some of our volunteers start passing out the tickets, mm-hmm. but you also don't want to assume that showing up at 3 on Friday or
right.
3 o'clock on Saturday will allow you to receive the services that you're looking for. The early bird gets the worm, as the cliche goes. I would definitely get there as early as you possibly could.
So yeah, can you explain, Lori, what this is like? Last year they encouraged people to sit at, first of all, this is at the mall, Ashtabula Towne Square. Now last year it was at Dillard's. It's the same place? Mm-hmm. Which was the people I talked to, some of the RAM people. I mean, there are people that do this full time and go back to different places, and they were just thrilled with the amount of space that they had there, because in other places it's like a school gymnasium, and compared to this place, it was really nice to work under.
It was. They were really impressed with the facility that we had to work in, which is completely donated
right.
by the owners of the Ashtabula Towne Square. And, they pay even for the utilities associated with this clinic. So we are very blessed to have that situation here for us.
And people, the way it's supposed to work is that you go there as early as you can, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, a little, if you feel lucky, maybe a little after that. But you sit in your car and somebody comes out and gives you a number or asks you what service you want.
So we, as the core, the community host group, are responsible to be there the night before. At 3 a.m., we start handing out tickets. It is first come, first serve. Just recognize that volunteers will be there to help you park. So we have a system where
right.
we park the cars. They're numbered when they arrive. And then at 3 a.m. when we start handing out the tickets, we go by, the car that arrived first and however many individuals are there that want treatment. So there's none of this where somebody pulls in front of you and then they get in first. No, RAM has this all figured out. They're very detailed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they do this every week.
They do, in multiple locations. And then typically we prepare the individuals to have either pick vision or dental, and then they can do medical. Mm-hmm. We were fortunate last year on Friday because we did not have as many individuals there seeking treatment, that some of those people had all 3 services on Friday. But we prepare people that it will be either vision or dental and medical. Now, if they want to come back the next day mm-hmm. for the other service, they are more than welcome to do that.
Okay, yeah. But they don't like spend the whole day there. They seem to get in and out from what I saw.
They're going to be a little bit of a wait. People do have to understand that.
I would hope so. It's free.
It's free. It takes about an hour for your glasses to be made. Mm-hmm. So it's nice for us. They can leave and go walk around the mall. Go
right.
do a little bit of shopping, get something to eat. But yes, and then depending on how much dental work you may need, there's x-rays that might need to be done, local anesthetic that has to take effect. So they should plan accordingly. We're encouraging them to make sure they bring, some activities to do while they wait, possibly some light snacks, bottled water, those type of things, because they may be there for a few hours.
Mm-hmm. But I just can't imagine somebody that's had teeth problems for years and one day out of their lives, and they can have it if not completely cured or whatever, but they give themselves an idea and do something to help them.
And there were countless stories about that last year. An older woman that I ran into who hadn't had eyeglasses in 10 or 15 years, who made the comment, oh, this is what it's like to see again. And the number of people who had that experience that you just explained with, they'd had dental issues for years or months and were in significant pain, but didn't have the insurance, didn't have the money to have that taken care of, were able to come to this clinic and, walk out knowing that suffering was over.
Yeah.
Because that tooth was pulled, the filling was filled, and they were, good to go after, a little bit of soreness from dental, but your next day, you're going to be in great shape.
Tina Stasiewski and Lori DeCato are here, and we're talking about the RAM Clinic. Now, this year, because of some changes in the state legislature, we can have professionals coming from Pennsylvania that can work. They don't have to pay some exorbitant fee for a weekend. Before, it's kind of difficult for you to ask an optometrist or a dentist or somebody to come from Erie and then pay a huge fee to work for free. Right. But there's special legislation was passed pretty much for this sort of thing.
Absolutely. We were fortunate in working with RAM, being that they have done these clinics across the country. So they were able to connect us with other states that had passed similar legislation. And it was actually one of my projects for the RAM Clinic last year. Reached out to Representative Patterson, who jumped on this, right, without even a second thought, and found a co-sponsor of the bill that did change Ohio from being a closed medical state to an open one. So as long as you are a licensed healthcare professional in one of the 50 states in our country, you can volunteer at our RAM clinic or any Ohio RAM clinic now without paying for a temporary Ohio license. Because you're correct. Why would we want somebody who's giving their time and their talent and expertise to then have to pay
a few $100s to do it,
right,
if they're not going to be making any money off from it? Yeah, I was talking to Representative Patterson about this late last year, and he had it timed down. Now it's gonna go past. It's gonna win in the House, and then it's going to the Senate. It's gonna go to the governor. It's got to go to him by December something or other because he's leaving office.
And there's a 90-day waiting period.
Right.
So
that's right.
We had to being that our clinic was 2 weeks earlier in April this year, we were a little bit tighter on that time frame to have it passed. But I think it was December 15th or something around there, right before Christmas. Talk about a great Christmas gift.
But that's fair because you're going to have people from Pennsylvania coming over.
Yes.
You're like 15 miles from the line. So if you're going to have patients from here, it doesn't. And from what I remember last year, especially optometrists, there aren't that many here, and some of them would have to give up on Friday their practice for the day and the income to come in and do the job here.
Yes.
I talked to a dentist that she said she had a one bathroom break all day. She was really working.
It's a pretty phenomenal thing to see. And
very uplifting.
The other benefit of working with RAM is, again, their experience in doing this. It is a military precision to the setup and the way the operation works. We're a pretty talented community host group, but I'm not sure we could have pulled it off without RAM's expertise. But that doesn't take away from the things that we did last year that RAM has adopted across their other clinics, and I think you can probably speak to that.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are just about out of time here, but we're going to be continue talking about this next week because there's so much involved in it. We want to talk about some of the stories from last year and the volunteering and that sort of thing. So Tina Stasiewski and Lori DeCato will be back next week. We'll talk more about the RAM Clinic.